100 geography facts about the world. What a special video to make. So, welcome back, sit tight and get some popcorn and enjoy this crazy video. This is the Gobi Desert on the map. And while the Gobi Desert is known for its extreme temperature fluctuation, ranging from -40 Celsius in winter to +50 Celsius in summer. That's a difference of 90 degrees. It is mainly located in Mongolia with some parts in northern China. This explains why Mongolia is the least densely populated country in the world, because there is desert. 30% of the country, in fact, is just desert. And the winters are actually colder than in Canada. Speaking of deserts, did you know that deserts cover 1/3 of the Earth's land surface? Yeah, because Antarctica, first of all, is also a desert, but there are more deserts than that. Even though Antarctica is the driest continent in the world, the driest point on Earth is the Atacama Desert, which has parts that have not received any rain for more than 400 years. It is the town of Calama. 120,000 square kilometers of land turn to desert every year due to climate change. That's the land area of North Korea. I am not Greta Thunberg, but this is pretty scary. Okay, and this is the last fact about the climate changes. Scientists predict that the Arctic Ocean will be ice-free in the summer of 2030 or even sooner. And where will we go? Probably to Mars, because Elon Musk has some crazy plans. He wants to use a nuclear force on Mars so the temperature is habitable. He was probably joking, but I'm gonna include this anyways. Now let's talk about bridges. So, you know the Strait of Gibraltar that basically connects Europe with Africa? Well, it is 14 kilometers wide and there is not a single bridge connecting Spain and Africa. And the bridge can actually not be built because the water is so deep, it has rocks on the bottom, and an underwater tunnel is close to impossible to build. And same goes to Sicily. Yeah, there is no bridge down there. And this one is also only 3 kilometers wide. And believe it or not, in 2023, the Italy government agreed to build a bridge. We'll see if that actually happens. Venezuela has the highest waterfall in the world, Angel Falls. It is 979 meters tall, and that is equal to 1,152 washing machines stacked on each other. A pretty cool comparison, right? How many of you guys are actually from Indonesia, Jakarta? Well, if you're from there, pretty bad for you, because in 2019, Indonesia announced that it will move the capital city away from Jakarta because the city is sinking as much as 25 centimeters per year. Bro, I have 100 facts, I gotta be faster. Papua New Guinea is one of the few places on Earth where people still live in tree houses. It is the Korowe tribe, and it's probably because 63% of the country is just forests. What's the country with the most camels? Pretty random question, but it is not Egypt. Egypt is not even in the top 10. It is Chad with 9.4 million camels. However, let's give Australia a shout out because the largest camel horde can be found here. 750,000 camels stay close to each other. If the horde of camels decided to just cross a road, the traffic would come to a complete stop for at least a week or so. Bangladesh is the most populated country to have never won an Olympic medal. It has 174 million people, just saying. This is how the capital of Maldives, Malé, looks from the sky. Despite being so small, it is the most densely populated city island in the world. It looks like a GTA map, I'm not gonna lie to you. And just imagine making a neighborhood mad on you. The whole island will be against you. However, Sable in Haiti is the most densely populated island. There are 156,000 people in a square kilometer. Well, it doesn't even have a square kilometer, but it would have that many people. Nauru is the only country in the world without an official capital. It's so small that it doesn't even need a capital. There is Paris, London, Banana, and Poland in Kiribati. They really ran out of ideas when naming these cities. They even reacted to it on Twitter or X whatever. Now let's talk about flags. Jamaica is the only country that doesn't have red, white, or blue in its flag. Paraguay is the only country that has a flag with one side different from the other side. Here they are. The largest ever flag was made in Qatar in 2013 and it was 102,000 square kilometers. Here it is. It is the size of 14 football pitches. Nauru's flag actually doubles as a map. The yellow is the equator. I love this. The Philippines flag works like this. So during peacetime, blue is on top. During wartime, red is on top. The flags of Equatorial Guinea and Guatemala are the only two national flags with 8 colors. Only Belize beats them with 12. Did you know you can place Lesotho over Maldives, Tuvalu, Gambia, Bahamas, Nauru, Vatican City, Netherlands? Oh my voice is gone. Yeah, most notably Denmark and Netherlands because their highest point doesn't even reach Lesotho's lowest point. And Netherlands is so flat that 60% of the population lives below sea level, and that land territory is at great risk of disappearing. 1 in 7 people are from India. The northernmost point of Brazil is closer to every single country in the Americas, including North America and South America, than it is to the southernmost point of Brazil. Even Chile or Canada sounds wrong, but it's actually true. Greenland is further north, further south, further west, and further east than Iceland. The highest ATM in the world, as in altitude, is located in Pakistan. It is at 4,700 meters high. There are more Mongols in China than Mongolia. The same goes for Tajiks in Afghanistan for some reason. They're crazy. Azerbaijan in Iran or Lebanon living in Brazil. And this is because of Christianity. Bukavu, a city in the Democratic Republic of Congo, has around 1 million people, and the whole thing is on a gradient, with basically not a single part of the city that isn't on an incline. Let's say it's pretty chaotic. Most of these facts were taken from r/geography, so I'm gonna give a shout out to that Reddit page. You can check it out in the description. The least similar neighboring countries in the world are Afghanistan and China because of different religions, culture, government, infrastructure, geography, and even the time zone. There is a 4-hour difference. And Qatar and UAE are considered the most similar countries according to the Country Similarity Index. This is in Nigeria. Looks like a clock, right? Well, it's used for GPS purposes, and why not just build it outside the city? And this is the Egmont National Park in New Zealand. It's almost a perfect circle. They almost got 1.00 on this website. Now, I don't know why I'm so keen on global warming, but the countries that would benefit the most from this phenomenon would be Greenland, Russia, and Canada. And Greenland would be able to grow food in the south. That is pretty massive. On the contrary, countries like Maldives, Kiribati, Vanuatu, or Tuvalu are at risk of disappearing, and this actually goes for most of the countries in Oceania, unfortunately. This is a periodic table of which countries produces the most of each element. Damn, I only knew about uranium, not all of these. This photo shows the distance from the USA to Russia, a distance that has a 24-hour difference. Nullarbor in Australia is a region with 200,000 square kilometers of treelessness. Basically, there is not a single tree in that region. All humans on Earth today could be squeezed into this cube. It would be a Guinness World Record though. That's what matters, right? More people live in the yellow part of New York than in the green one. This would be Europe if the water level were raised by 50 meters. There are 3 countries in this picture. And there are 4 countries in this picture. Most visited city is Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. 2% of the world population is just chilling here. That's 1 out of every 50 people. Sarawak is the region with the smallest range in mean temperatures, ranging from 28.2 Celsius in January to 28.6 in October. 70,000 people experience this daily. Sri Lanka has the highest density of waterfalls. There are a total of 382 waterfalls, and there is a waterfall every 172 square kilometers. Japanese is the official language in Japan and in Palau. Yeah, the state of Anguar only speaks Japanese. Pretty random. If you travel directly south from Chicago, the first new continent you reach is Antarctica. Mar del Plata, a city in Argentina, is the furthest away from North Korea and therefore was labeled the safest city in the world in case of a nuclear war when tensions between the US and North Korea were at its peak. Lava from a volcano can reach 1250 degrees Celsius. Better not touch it. There's a mountain in Australia called Mount Disappointment. It's also in Melbourne, so yeah. You can take a train across the entirety of Russia on a 7-day trip. It would cross 11 time zones. I wanna try it though. Countries like the US, China, India, Japan, Mexico, and many European nations combined can be fit in Africa. Japan has the second lowest homicide rate in the world, but it is also the country with the spooky suicide forest. And this reminds me of this bro. 90% of all mobile phones sold in Japan are waterproof because the youth likes to use them when showering. Can they live without technology? The Japanese have more pets than children. Their population is also starting to decline, but that's pretty crazy. In South Africa, people can attach flamethrowers to their cars to prevent carjacking. That's crazy. If everyone lived the way people in the United States live, it would take 5 Earths to provide all of the necessary resources. In 2015, an earthquake in Nepal shrank Mount Everest by about 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimeters. Here are some oddly shaped islands. This is Manukan, Mamutik, and the Suluk Islands in Malaysia. Wow, they're all smiling at me. This is the Gaz Island in Croatia. Looks perfectly like a fish. This is the Palm Jumeirah in the UAE. Bros really tried building a palm tree on the ground. The least powerful passport is the Afghanistan passport. They are only able to visit 28 countries. Why do Tajiks like Afghanistan? That's still a question to my mind. In the Netherlands, Spain, Austria, Germany, and France, in McDonald's, they used to serve beer back in the day. Where's Czechia? In 2016, Kenya lost all of its power because of a monkey that fell on a transformer. China's westernmost point is closer to Oslo, the capital of Norway, than its own easternmost point. China is a huge country. And anyways, the last fact, on Christmas Island in Australia, yeah, pretty unique name, there are 100 million crabs with only 2,205 people. So that means there are 45,351 crabs for each person.